Howdy, howdy. Who's with me here? Show yourself. New Year's Eve roundup. Here we go. Tonight I'm going to go through all of it. We're going to cover everything. I've been seeing people having a lot of problems with getting their machine to hook up and stuff. We're going to cover that. But as usual, we got to wait for everybody else to sign in here. I'm really not expecting that many people here on New Year's Eve. But I thought I'd give it a throw anyways. I told them I was going to do it, so I'll do it. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Steve, was it you that had the problem with getting your machine to connect? Let me know. Because I thought it was you that had a problem with getting your machine to connect to excell. There's a couple rules about that. And I'm going to be covering those. Getting myself signed in here on Inventables. Buffy asked me if I'm going to tell you guys what I found out about my 3D printer. I don't know if I dare. I don't know if I dare. Yeah. It was called finger trouble. Okay? Finger trouble. Here I'm trying to turn my damn 3D printer on by using the OK button instead of the on-off switch on the side. That's how long ago I used it, okay? But it's a good printer. And it does work now, actually. But it's a cool printer. I can leave it set for a year. Try to find out how to turn it on again. Turn it on. Throw a file to it and boom, it'll print a beautiful print every time. Yeah. Give them a few more minutes. I hope all you guys are going to enjoy your New Year's Eve. Buffy and I, we're just at home here, and it's kind of cool to be able to sit here in pajama pants, Pink Floyd pajama pants, much less. How you doing, John? Glad you could make it, buddy. Just a couple more minutes and we'll get this show on the road. Well, I got something weird going on here. Now, my Z-axis wouldn't work in laser GRBL, but now I just put an excell in, and guess what? Now my Z-axis is working okay. Weird, weird, weird. Wow, 10 people here already. This is, like I said, tonight is going to be a marathon roundup. I'm going to round up all the information that I give you people, and I'm going to fire through it. Just putting my machine back together here and putting the spindle in. I mean the collet. Just about ready here, and we can just about get started. Just give me 1 minute to put this tool in here. Okay, just got to tighten her up and we are good to go. All right, let me see. This is just putting this stuff away, and I'll be right with you. Okay, let's get the show on the road. How about that? First of all, I want to talk about the people that have had problems getting their 3018 to communicate with excell. There are 3 rules, actually 5 rules. First of all, this thing right here, if you have internet at your machine, you have absolutely no use for this whatsoever. Okay? That's all this is a offline controller. In other words, if you do not have internet at your machine, you can sit at your computer and you can take your file and you write it to an SD card. Okay? So you can write to the SD card and then you put it in your offline controller. Okay? Now, let me tell you something about this offline controller. If you have this plugged into the board on your machine, okay, and you go and you plug in the USB communications to your board, guess what? By having 2 inputs going into the board, you can fry your board. If you have this plugged in and you plug the other communications cable into your machine, you can fry your board with this. Okay? I've had it ever since I got my machine. Again, useless as tits on a bull. No use for it. Okay? I have internet right here, so I have internet. As long as you have internet at your machine, you have no use for that controller. And if you have that controller plugged into your board and you plug your communications cable into your PC, it will not connect. Okay? Okay. Downloading the driver for excell is the worst frickin' driver I have ever seen in my life. Okay? But it goes very, very smoothly if you follow 3 rules for that. 3 rules. Rule number 1. Now, I want you people to remember this, because when you see posts and people say, "Oh, I've downloaded excell and I downloaded the driver," and the program will not connect to the machine. Okay? 3 rules to download that driver correctly, or it will not work. It's as simple as that. If you do not follow these 3 rules, it will not work. And I'm telling you this because I have gone through this rodeo several hundred times. Okay. First rule. Rule number 1. Only use Google Chrome. Google Chrome and excell, they're like this. They work very well together. Okay? That's rule number 1. Rule number 2. You have to disable your firewall. If you do not disable your firewall, that driver will not be installed correctly. Okay? Rule number 3. Rule number 3. You have to disable your antivirus. Because when you download that driver, your computer looks at it like a virus, and it doesn't download all of it. So, those are the 3 rules. Now, once you have downloaded your driver using those 3 rules. And I hear people say that, I've done that. I've done it exactly like you said. And it still doesn't connect. Then what you do then? You have your machine, your 3018 connected to your laptop or computer. First thing, reboot your computer. Second thing, reboot your 3018. And I'll almost guarantee you that when you do that, all those steps, it will connect. Okay? Another thing that will stop connections, okay, on your laptop or your computer. You are only allowed to run one CNC program at a time. So a lot of times I've seen people where, oh, well, my easel won't hook up to my machine because they had another CNC program running. Like last night. Last night when I had a laser GRBL up, okay, and it was in the background, I minimized it. When I pulled easel up, I knew, I saw it right away, so I clicked it off. But if I had brought easel up, easel would not connect because I had, down at the bottom of my screen, laser GRBL was running. Okay? You can only you can only have one CNC program running. Okay? Anything else that might, just to give you, you people, just to give you a little bit of info. On your 3018, you can pull the power off of your motherboard, off the board on the 3018, and you will still notice lights on. Okay? Those lights are coming from your computer through your communications cable, and those are your communication. If you look real close at them, you'll see that they're blinking. Okay? So that is your communication lights, and they are powered by your communications cable. So even though you have your power plug pulled out, your computer is still communicating with the board because it's getting the 5 volts from the board, from your computer. Okay? Let me see. What else was there? I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of all the messages that I have gotten. Oh, yes. Geez, I almost forgot. Somebody, who was it? Somebody was telling me just tonight that they got their machine going and stuff, and the spindle wouldn't work. Okay? That they got it all set up and everything, and they got it to move and everything, but the spindle would not move. So now I'm going to ask all the people here that have been following, what could it be? Think about it for a second while I find my paperwork. Okay. Anybody find out what it could be? GRBL settings. GRBL settings. And which one would it be? How about $32? Now I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to show you. Okay, let me turn you around. Now we're going to play on the screen. Okay, so you guys don't have to sit there and look at me all the time. All right, let's see here. First thing I do, spindle is not running. Okay, I go to machine, click on machine. Okay, then I go down to advanced. Then I go to machine inspector. And here are all your GRBL settings. I scroll down. These here are backwards. Now here they start at the high numbers and go low. I just scroll down to where it says settings, and I use these because here they start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Well, guess what? $32. Okay? $32 should equal 1 if you want your spindle to run in automatic. So, right now, mine says $32 equals 0. $32 is where you are telling your machine. Okay? Right now, I am using a laser. So it is set up for laser right now. If I had a spindle that was being controlled from the controller board, like most of you people have, the original spindle that's plugged into the board on the 3018, if it will not run, then you have to change $32 to 1. And how do we do that? I'm going to show you. You scroll up. Scroll up right here to where it says console. Okay? I put my cursor in there and I click on there. And what I type in is $32 equals 1. Okay? Now we're telling it. We are going to be using a spindle on this machine, not a laser. And I just hit enter. Boom. Now you see there it came up right there. $32 equals 1. Now, if I scroll down here, let me see, is there a refresh here? No. What I'll do is I'll just start again. Machine, advanced, machine inspector. I'm going to scroll down now. And guess what? $32 is equal to 1 now. Now it is set up for spindle. Okay? Now, so that's where you change. If you ever have to change anything in your GRBL settings, if you talk to me and say that something, there you want to adjust something on your machine, and it has to be in the GRBL settings, get a hold of me, and I will tell you what value you have to look at, or what number you have to look at, and what value to look at. Well, this is where you find them. And then if I tell you to change them, you do it right here in console. Okay? Now I'm going to change this back because I don't use a spindle on my machine. My spindle is 100% manual. Okay? So I just go in here and I say $32 equals 0. Enter. And there it comes up. Okay. $32 equals 0. Okay. Now my machine is set back up again for laser. Okay. I'm going to just show you guys something real quick, and I highly, highly suggest that you really do this. Okay? Here, search in Google here. Now watch this. I'm going to write in GRBL settings explained. GRBL settings explained. Now, here you have the GRBL Pocket Guide. And here you have GRBL settings 101. How to let's take a look at this one. Let's see. I'm trying to find the one that I printed out. Oh no, it's not this. This one here. This is how you figure out. This is how you figure out calculating steps per millimeter value. Okay, there you go. So you take number of steps per revolution divided by lead screw pitch equals 200 steps at 0.2, and steps, and these are inches, are equal 1,000. Okay, and then you take a forget it. I'm just trying to find the one that I printed out. Let me see. Well, this one is good too. This one you could. I recommend that you get this one, and this one ain't updated though. This one is not updated. This is an older one. It doesn't even have $32 on it. Okay, let's find another one. Here it even says GRBL settings for 3018. Let's just see what that says. Here you go. That's just let's see this one. I'm trying to find the one that I found that boy, there's a lot of really good information here, let me tell you. But I'm going to go back. That wasn't really what I was looking for. I'm really looking at let me see if this is the one. Because if you guys can get the one that I have here, okay, and print it out, it is really, really handy to have. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Now you could print this one out. This one, and this explains every one. Yeah. Yes. This is the one. This is from GitHub. Okay? Now here it says $32 equals 0. Laser mode bowling. Okay? Now that's laser mode is 0. Spindle mode is 1. Okay? Here, $30 is maximum spindle RPM. That's where this gets set. Minimum spindle RPM is 31. Okay? So all these are very, very cool to know. And here is the exact explanation of each one. Like I said, it's about 30 pages. Let me see. And yeah, there's some really good information here. So this was at GitHub, okay? GitHub and GRBL version 1.1 configuration. Write that down. Because if you're going to search, if you put that in, you'll find this. But remember, it's from GitHub, okay? Right there. GitHub. Okay? So, now we've gone into GRBL settings. And I think maybe we have fixed that problem for that person that could not get their spindle to go. Now, there were some people that were asking me the other night about doing, just kind of going over the layered carvings. Okay? And that's what I'm going to do right now. How about every one of you give me a real quick shout out so I can see who's here? Just a quick one. So, it's going to take about 30 seconds. I'd like to see who's here. Okay? These layered things are fun. They're a lot of fun to do, and they're very simple to do. Okay? And it's not rocket science at all. It is just knowing what you're doing and how to do it. Okay? All right. Right now, let me see. I'm just going to pull this down here. And I'm going to pull this up here a little bit like that. And I'm going to pull this down here. And I'm going to pull this one down here. It's going to be hard to see, but... Okay? And well, actually, I'll just leave that on. Okay, now right now, I have 4 different objects on my screen. Okay? All 4 of these objects, each one has a different depth set to it. I'm going to show you. This one here, we're going to set this one to a depth of 6 millimeters. Okay? This one we are going to set to 4 millimeters. We're going to set this one to 2 millimeters. And this one is set to 0 millimeters. This one is set to not cut at all. Okay, this one is set to 0. Now, this is something here that I have to explain to you right now. As long as each object is laying on your drawing area and they are not covering up each other, okay? They are not stacked or they're not covering up. They are all at the same level, okay? You can think of this as your table, your coffee table right here. And you take this piece and you lay it down on your coffee table. And you lay this star on your coffee table, and you lay this circle on your coffee table, and you lay your triangle on your coffee table. All these objects are on the same plane. Okay? They're on the same plane. They are on your coffee table. So. As soon as I do this, I am layering. Okay? Now, I want this to be my background. Okay? When I deselect this, if it does not disappear, like it did not disappear. It is because, remember, this is your coffee table, and you laid this piece down. Now you've taken the star and you laid it on top of it. Now, this is where you can start to manipulate. Now watch this. If I want that star to be behind this here, this my base, okay? I go to edit, and then here, send backwards. Send backwards means one layer only. We are only one layer here. You have one layer right here, and this is on top of it. If I send it backwards, let's see what happens. And for some reason, it doesn't want to do it the first time, but I do it again. There. You see, there's the marker right there, my handle. It's still highlighted. If I move this, you'll see it's there. Okay? Now my base is in front of my star. But I want my star to be up on top of the base here. So I go to Edit, and now I've highlighted my base. Not my star, I've highlighted my base. I go to Edit, and I say Send Backwards. I want to send it back behind the star. Boom. There you go. So this is how you manipulate moving things forward. It's just layers. That's all you have to think about is layers. And you're moving one there, or there, or there. Okay? Now we only have two layers. This is one layer. Now this is the second layer. If I put this circle up here, right here, like that, this circle is actually at the same layer as my star. Okay? Now watch this. If I hold my shift key down, because if I want to highlight my star, I can't do that. So I have to hold my shift key down. This is how you select several things. By holding the shift key down. See, now I've highlighted both of these. Now I can go to Edit, and I can say Send Backwards. And it didn't do it, but it will this time, I'll guarantee you. Okay, come on. All right, let's try this. I'm going to highlight this. Oh, it did it. It did do it. It's because they were still highlighted. That's why. So, now, when I pull this down, you see there's my star and my... So now I'm going to tell this, I want the background to be behind the star and the circle. So I go to Edit, and I send this backwards. And I do it again. Send it backwards again. There we go. Okay? Now, here, I have just created 3 layers now. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Now, if I want my star to come forward, now let me show you a little bit here. Let me adjust this so you can see it pretty good. And let me bring it down. Okay, now, you see there, my star is above my background here. And my circle is above the star right now. And the star and the circle are on top of the background. So now, I want my circle behind my star. I go to Edit. Now, there's 2 ways to do it. I can either highlight my star, and I can go to Edit, and I can say, Bring Forward. Bring Forward means 1 layer only. Or I can bring all the way to the front. But I'm just going to bring it forward 1 layer above the circle. Now, how does that affect your cut? Now, your star is predominant. Even though it is being cut lower than the circle. Let me see here. You can see it good there. Even though it's being cut below the circle, you're saying that you want it predominantly in front of the circle. Okay. Now I'm going to leave the camera right there. Now I'm going to swap it, and I'm going to move it back again. Now watch what happens on the preview. When I say edit, and right now I have the star selected, and I'm going to say send backwards. Okay. Watch what happens to the preview. You see there? Now it's behind it. Let's add one more item to the mess here. Okay? There. Now we have, how many layers do we have now? 1, 2, 3. We have 4 layers. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you what happens. Let me see. Let me move this over. I want to move it there so you can see the star and the circle and the triangle. Okay? Now, I have the triangle highlighted right there. Okay? And let me see here. Kind of, sort of. Oh, wait a minute. I can do this a little bit. I can move you over a little bit like that. Then you can see all of it, what's happening. All right, so I have the triangle highlighted, and the triangle is predominant now. So now I'm going to say edit, send backwards 1 layer. Now you see, the triangle is now behind the circle. The circle is predominant, and the triangle is predominant over the star, because you can see it here, and you see there, the star is just a little bit sticking out, okay? That's all you see here. So, in order of priorities right now, it is the circle, then the triangle, then the star, then the background. Now, what if I go up to edit again, and I still have my triangle highlighted, and I say send backwards 1 more time. Now, here we go. Now we have the circle is predominant. Now the star is second predominant, and the triangle is all the way in the back. Now I can flip and flop things here like this. Let me see, bring that triangle down a little bit. Okay. And now I'll take my circle, a little bit circle here. Okay. So remember, here we have, now look at here. Look at here. Let me move this over just a little bit. I'm going to flip it up here. You see right there, that's part of the triangle. Because the triangle is set to not cut. It's only going to cut to 0. I mean, it's not going to be cut at all. It's set at 0. Okay, you see it's white, right? Well, you see there, you see in here, that a little bit of white sticking out there. Well, guess what? When you see there, it's going to stick up like that, because that's part of the triangle. But your circle now is predominant. Then comes the star. Then comes the triangle. So right now, I can highlight the circle. Now watch this. If I say send back, send to back. Boom. I've sent it all the way behind this one, the base. It's back behind here. So if I highlight, okay, let's do it. I highlight this, and I highlight my triangle. There, I got those three highlighted. I pull them down. There's my circle. Okay, it's behind there. Because we told it to go all the way to the back. Now I can I have everything highlighted. My star, my triangle, and the base are highlighted. All of them are highlighted. Now, I'm going to say send all that back. As soon as I de-highlight it, look at, because I've sent everything back. So the base, the triangle, and the star are behind the circle again now. Now let's do some cool things. Delete that. I'll keep the star. I'll delete the triangle. I'm going to pull this out a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to move this a little bit over here. And I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. Remember how I got the real nice corners here? Remember, in shape. You click on shape. Here you put in corner radiuses right there. And I got nice corners. But you have to do it both in X and Y have to be they have to be the same to get a nice even round radius around the corner. Okay? Now, let's try something here. We're going to put this over here like this. And I'm going to grab this. And I will say Basketville. And I'm going to just type in here. There. Let's see here. And my dog is Sheba. Okay? Now, I'm going to highlight Sheba. Okay? And what am I going to do with Sheba? I am going to put her name at 0 depth. In other words, there. Okay? Now let me go over here and pull this over so you can see it again. And you see there how Sheba is above the star and the star is above the background. If I highlight Sheba, or let's say I highlight the star, and I go to edit, and I say bring forward, boom. It brought it forward. Yeah, you see there. A part of Sheba will get carved out there. You see there? The little thing will be sticking up. But that's not what we wanted. So now we're going to tell the star we want to go back. Send backwards one. Send backward one layer. There we go. This is how simple it is. This is how simple it is to do a layered thing. Now I can set, for example, oh, I know what I'll do. Wait a minute. What I'll do is move this over a little bit so I have a little bit of room here. And okay. And then I can put this all the way down here like this. Then I can go into text and I can do this and I can say let me see here, I'm going to type okay. And now we have this, and I'm going to set this, the depth of this. Okay, the star is set at, no, not that. The star is set at 4 millimeters. Sheba is set to 0 millimeters. The background is set to 6 millimeters. So, let me see, 0, 4. Okay, well, let's do this one at 2 millimeters. Okay? So I say this one at 2. And I bring this up here, and I can actually put it right there. All right? And if I want, I can bring my... So I can bring that up like that. But I don't want our dog in front of Sheba. So let's move Sheba up. Now Sheba is highlighted. So I'm going to bring Sheba forward. Bring forward one time. There you go. And what does it look like? There we go. And you see here, Sheba is predominant, and our dog is second layer, and then this one here is second layer. If I moved our dog over the star, okay, let's see what happens. If I move this here, and I move it over there, okay, now you can see here, Sheba is, our dog. Oops. Grab this over here. Now you see here, our dog, is predominant over the star, but it's below the S again. So this is your top layer, this is your second layer, and this is your third layer, and this is your fourth layer. Okay? Now if I wanted the star predominant, I would highlight the star over here, and I'd go to edit, and I would say bring forward. To bring my star above, I want it above the O. So I say bring forward. See that? How cool is that? You can make some really, really cool things with this. I'll give you another example how to do it. Okay, I'm going to take away the star, I'm going to take away Sheba, I'm going to take away our dog, and I'm going to do another one. Okay. I like that Baskerville one. Okay. There we go. Okay, you got your lunch ready with you? I got to type my last name. Okay. Sluzniak. Highlight that and make it a little bit. Wait a minute. Oops. And make it a little bit smaller proportionally. Well, almost about. Okay, let's say there. And I want to set this to a depth of 3 millimeters. Okay, so I put Sluzniak there. Now I can go into fonts and I'll do the same thing with a different letter. Now watch this, I'll say okay, and let's set this one to a depth of 0. And I'm going to make it bigger too. Okay? And that's what I have there. What do I have on my piece of wood? Right there. If I highlight Seluzniak, okay, and I say bring forward, there you go. Now my last name is predominant. Okay, these are things that you have to play with to get to get the hang of it. Okay? It's really, really cool stuff. It's very cool stuff. But you just have to play with it to get used to it. And what I tell people, keep it simple. Keep it simple. And especially you new people. Don't even think about 3D carving or 2D carving, or don't even think about V-bits, except the engraving tool. 60-degree V-bits, 90-degree V-bits. If you want to create firewood, use them. But other than that, do not use V-bits. What I tell people, I would like you to be 100% totally proficient with your machine with regular cutting tools before you even think about going into V-bits. Okay? V-bits will ruin your day. All right? Let me see, what was it I was going to do here? Okay, I'll show you some stuff here. What we were playing with last time, we were playing with these last time, and they're pretty cool. And I screwed up because I had... Okay, now let's just say that I want to put that right there. Okay? Now, watch this. I go in here, and I say, flip horizontally. Okay? I just flipped it horizontally. Now, I can take this whole one here, this whole thing right here, and then I can say edit, copy, edit, paste. I just made another one right here, right there. Now, I say edit, flip horizontally. Okay? And now I move it right over to here. Okay? Now, I go to edit, and I say flip, wait a minute, copy, paste, there. Now I go to edit, and I say flip vertically. Look at that. Now I can put this one right here. Okay? Now I say edit, copy, edit, paste. And then I go here and I say flip horizontally again. And now I can just bring it right on over here and line it right up with that other one. There we go. How cool is that? Huh? Now, if I just grab this and pull this away for a second, and I go and I highlight these, and I set them to a depth of 0. Okay? And then I take this, and I set this to a depth of 2 millimeters. Okay? Now, so there we have it there. Okay? And now we go in here, and we go to fonts. And we change this to CNC is fun. Okay? Too big. It's too big, so we want to scale it proportionally. Okay? And we scale it to right around there. And we set this to a depth of 0 also. Now, I bring it up here. Okay? Boom. As a matter of fact, I can bring it down just a little bit to line it up. There. A little bit more. There. I just use my arrow keys. Now, what is it going to look like? Right there. This is going to be carved at 2 millimeters. This is not going to be carved at all. This is going to be up to the surface, and so is CNC is fun. Okay? So now, now that you people have mastered layering, right? Oh, do you guys get it? Have you guys been playing with this before? I hope so, because this is how you learn. This is how you learn. And the more you play with this excell program, the more you are going to find out that this is one hell of a powerful program. Okay? Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to try something here. Let me see. I'm going to take what... No, you know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to save that by clicking. Oh, sorry. I'm going to save that. I want to make sure it's saved, so I click up on the star, and you see it's going around, so it says all changes saved. Okay, file, new. Okay. Let's try something here. Image trace. Okay, I got to import, upload a file. And Dropbox, Google, let me see, Google Drive. Okay, that didn't work. Let me see what pictures I have on Facebook. Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't want to go through all that crap. Okay, let's just see. Let me see. Let's see what will happen. Okay, let's see what will happen. Let me turn this around. And let's just see what will happen. Okay, I have to allow inventable. Okay. Let me get rid of this. There we go. Let's just see what the heck will happen. Okay? Next. Upload. I have no clue what it's going to come out like. Okay? But I can adjust it now and play with it. Okay, I can see that's too dark. And that gets darker. And you have to wait. When you move it, you have to wait until it... I think 28. I'm going to just put the number in here, 28. Enter. 27. Let's try 27. 27. Enter. Okay, let's just leave that one threshold. Let's see what smoothing does. I'll pull it up a little bit. See if there's any change, or pull it all the way down. There's no change. And then here, let's see, trace outlines. Okay, now maybe I can adjust this one up a little bit. Or I can invert it. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. Let me see. Take off this. Let me see what happens. No. Let's see what smoothing does. If it does. No, I don't see any. Don't see any difference. But if I wanted to carve that out, watch. I can import it. And mind you, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I had to turn the camera around to show me, to take a picture of me. Let's see here. Well, here's the picture that I adjusted. Okay? I'm really sorry. Damn it. You know what? Hell with it. Bang. Gone. Okay? Now, I'm going to do it again so you can see it. I'll do import. Image trace. Okay? Upload a file. I'm going to take a photo. Okay? And okay, there's a picture of me from the side. All right, next, upload. And let's go, now I can see, now if I go way down and let it work, watch, it's too light. I bring it up a little bit, wait, till it does its thing. And it says, actually up in the corner here, it says loading, so when you look at it, you know if it's done or not. Let's look at what 23 does. 23, only one number, okay? Didn't do much. Let's try 22. No, that made my head really light. So let's go back up to 25. Let's see what 25 looks like. A little bit too dark, so I want to backspace and put 24. That's what we kind of found out what was best right there. Smoothing, let's try that again. Nothing happens. Nothing happens, okay? Remember, if I invert it, watch what happens. It will turn black and white to white and black. Okay? You don't want that. Or I can say trace outlines. And that's what it's going to trace out. It's going to carve these lines. Okay? It's going to carve those lines. We don't want that. We want the picture. Okay? We want that. And we say import. Okay? When I import it, there it is. It is loaded. I can make it bigger. Make it more bigger. Right there. And if you want to see what what the preview will look like, kind of a... But that's what it will look like when I carve it out. And you can see here, you look at it sideways, it looks like garbage. Now, I'm not going to go... Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to change it over a little bit because that's carving really deep. You can tell by the color of the picture here. So I have to go up here to edit. These are each individual things now. Watch. There I just highlighted one tiny thing. Okay? So here I have to go to edit and I have to say select all. And it was set at 8 millimeters. Let's see what it looks like at 2 or 1 millimeter actually. It's going to be kind of hard to see. Let me pull it down to 2 so it'll be better for you to see. So there you have it. Okay? That is line trace. It's really cool. I mean, you can do some pretty cool things with this. Okay? And guess what? If you go in here to apps and you go in here and you start scrolling down, what do you think you're going to find here? What do you think we are going to find here? Where is it? Where is it? There, right there. Image trace. Same thing. Exactly the same thing. Even the same icon. Okay? I think somebody mentioned making a box. They wanted to know how to do that. Gotta take a drink. All right. I'll tell you, I wish I had this program. I wish I had this program on Laser GRBL. Maybe there's a way I could save it, and then to use these patterns to cut with laser. Okay? Now, I'm going to try to zoom in. There we go. There, I was able to zoom in on it. You've heard the term dog bones. Okay? Remember what I told you when you are... See, these lines actually should be square corners right here. But the thing is, this corner here, this tab is going to go into here. Okay? That's going to go in here. So, if you have a 100% square corner here, and if you had a radius here from your tool, your cutting tool, that will not fit in there. So this is where they use dog bones. Instead of try to carve it out square going with a tinier and tinier tool, okay? Instead of doing that, they just take the tool and they go right into the corner. Right into the corner. And now you eliminate any radiuses. Now that piece there will fit right in there 100%. And you'll have a little bit of gap there and here, but it will fit 100%. Okay? Now we're back to the normal. So, here you tell you what size box you want. And right now I have the width is 100 millimeters, the height is 75 millimeters, and the depth is 120 millimeters. And you see here, add dog bones. If I do not add dog bones, you see there? It turned into a completely square corner. Now, you're going to have problems because you'll have to cut that out with a tiny, tiny tool, which you probably end up breaking before you cut out all those parts. Okay? So, to eliminate that, you can cut this out with an 1/8" tool if you want. Okay? You add dog bones. Now, how many sides does a box have? A cube has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ruh-roh. Here, you want to add a top to it? There we go. There's your top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Pretty cool. Throw this on your machine. Okay. We can't do that right now because, let's see. I'll save that one. I'll give it a try one day. I'll just, for the hell of it, I'll carve it out and see what it comes out like. And I say File, New, because we want to do a box on the new one. Okay, here we go. Now here's another box generator. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, I like this one better actually. With let's say 50 millimeters. That is this big. 50. There's 50 millimeters, so it will be that big, right about like that. Okay, 50 millimeters wide. Let's say height. Let's say we'll have a tall one, 100 millimeters. Okay, I hit enter on that, and my depth I want 50 millimeters too. Okay, and the tab length and material thickness. Okay, and I say import. Leave original size. Oh, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? They are talking about centimeters. Or is that 50 inches? It does. They're not. Let's go. Let's undo add. There we go. Let's go in here again, and we'll try it again. Like I said, if you think you screw up a lot, you ought to be in this seat here, because this seat is where screw ups happen. But in this seat is where things get learned too. Now I'm going to leave it at 4. I wonder if that's 4 inches. Scale down to fit. Okay? And you see, still it is not, it doesn't fit on here. So I can say edit. And let me see if where is it? Flip horizontally. Oh, no. Edit. I'm trying to see if I can. Okay. What I'll do here is this. Undo move. There. Edit. Select all. Okay, pull it over. And there is my handle for rotating. Okay, I can rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, and then I can actually make it a little bit smaller, and I can bring it up to here. Okay? And when I cut it out, that's what it's going to cut out. Right there. But remember, now here, I'm using an 1/8" tool, which is really big, and those radiuses, you won't see them. Oh yeah, you will. Here you go. A very good example. Let me show you here. There we go. There you can see the radiuses. Okay? And when the big piece is supposed to go into here, there'll be this piece that will go into one of those slots. Okay? They won't go very good because because it's cut out wrong with an 1/8" tool. Okay? Box generator, you got to play with it. Now this other one, this one here, I played with this here. This is pretty cool. Wall thickness. Okay? Wall thickness. Now, here it says, these columns, X wall thickness, width of maze, inches. Rows and wall thickness, height of maze, inches. Okay? But guess what? Anything under 1 inch is, or anything over 1 inch up to 2 inches will be decimal. In other words, if I want this, the wall thickness, I'm just trying to think what is... okay, a BB. A BB. A BB is 0.15 inches. Okay? Now, how many columns do I want? Let's say 20. Okay? And let's make it 25 rows. 25 rows. Okay? Now, the seed, let's move this up. And as we move it up, you see it gets more complicated. So let's try it right there. Let's try it right there. Okay? And I'm including a start and stop. Let me see. Inches. Oh, that'd be 125. Yeah, that would be cool. That's cool. Wall thickness is... just a second. 3.175. Okay, I'll say wall. I'm going to change the wall thickness to 12.55. And I'm going to tell you why. 12.55. Okay. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I am going to be cutting out this with an 1/8" tool, which is a 125.125 in inches, the stupid inches. That's what a quarter or 1/8 of an inch is, 0.125. A 1/4 inch is 0.25. A 1/2 inch is 0.5. Okay? So now, we have created this. And I'm going to go import, and I included a start and stop. In other words, here, let me see, it goes through here. Now, these, it goes through here, and comes out here, and comes in here. Okay, and they're not there. Okay, and it comes out here. Okay? So, let's just see what it's going to look like. Import. All right. It doesn't look that big. And actually, oh, sorry. I thought it was awful dark in here, but you just don't have my light. All right, here I have my little piece of wood, and that is 60 centimeters. We're good to go there. Okay, I'm going to put this up on my machine, and I'm going to use my modified clamps, okay, because they work a lot better than the run-of-the-mill clamps. I can do this with one hand as I am talking to you. Okay? And we are going to make a maze. It will be freaking amazing. Okay? It will be amazing. And now I just got to put one more clamp on here, and we will just about be ready to go. Now, the tool that I am going to use to cut this out, the tool that I'm going to cut this out with, guess what? I am going to use a ball nose tool. I'm going to use an 1/8" ball nose tool. And because why? Because I told it that I was wanted the walls an 1/8" thick. Okay? So and then I'm gonna show you the cool thing about this. Here, this is something that you can make for your kids or your grandkids. Okay? Let me get this tool out of here. Put it back in my box here. I gotta change the collet on my spindle. And I got that collet out. And this is the one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now, I just gotta tighten her up a little bit. I hate when this happens. Just a second. I'm just getting her done here. Just a second. And I will bring you people down onto the... Okay. I'm just going to tighten her up. Just tighten it up. All right. Now I can show you what I'm doing. Just getting stuff out of the way here, or else I'll lose it. Okay. Now I have to set my 0 point. Okay? And basically that's where I want it. Okay? Now, how do I set my 0 point? I turn my spindle on. I go down 1. Guess what? Did you hear that? I'll do it again a different way. I'll take it down to 0.1 here. Now I'm going to creep up on this. Listen. You hear it? Right there, I have set my 0 point by listening. But you can only do this if you have a manual spindle. So now I turn my spindle off, and I look at this, and let's look at our preview. Okay, there's our maze. Okay? Now, it is got to highlight everything here, and we are going to set this to let me see, that was 3.175. I'm just going to type it right in here. I'm going to type in the depth. 3.5 millimeters deep. Okay? So, I'm ready to go. I got my 1/8 inch tool. That's what I'm going to use, because I can use a BB later on. My cut settings. Look at this. Ruh-roh. I see a red flag here. So I will not hit carve. I hit cut settings instead. Uh-oh. It's an automatic. Uh-oh. And I go to manual on my machine. I put in 200 on my machine. 200 millimeters per minute. Okay? I put in 75, just like you do. You put in 150. Okay? And then I am going to put in here 0.35. Enter. And it rounded it off to 3. So I'm back to 0.3, so that's okay. I hit carve. I am at my 0 point. My material thickness is correct. And my material is correct. My clamps are correct. I'm using a straight inch, or 1/8 inch straight cut. My work 0. I am at my work 0. I have a new position. I raised the bit. The bit raised up. Okay? I turn my spindle on. Yep, and it's not very loud. The spindle is on. Okay, carve. And where is my mouse? Right up here, just in case I have to stop, which I just did. I paused it. And I can continue. Now I am on my feed rate like stink on shit. And it actually, I increased my RPMs a little bit. And you see, these are not fine dust. These are chips. I can increase my feed rate some more. I'm up to 400 millimeters per minute now. And my machine sounds like it's loving it. And I'm getting chips. You see, chips, not dust. Now what I'm going to say is what's cool with this, when I am done carving this out, it should take about an hour and 30 minutes. Okay? When I carve this out, later on, I can carve a piece of clear plexiglass to put over it, and I can put a couple little screws to hold it or whatever, and you put a BB. You have a BB, and that is your maze to use a BB with. I'll tell you, there's a lot of cool things you can make with these machines. Vacuum it off. Okay, now see, I was thinking I was low enough, but I wasn't. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to show, I'm only doing this to show you anyways. Okay? So, this is going to take an hour or so. So, right now, what I'm going to do now is I am going to go up here. I'm going to go right up here. Because I pause it right there. And I just stopped my spindle right there. Now I can go to bed. And I can come back tomorrow and hit continue, turn my RPMs up, hit continue, and I'm good to go. Okay? So now you people know how to make boxes, you know how to make mazes. Freaking amazing. Huh? Alright. Questions. Fire them right now. There's got to be some questions. Because this is my last evening on the marathon. Let's get the best out of this. Give me your questions. Questions? No questions? It takes a minute. Before 30 seconds, about 30 seconds. And the reason on this one here, on this particular one, this project here, that I am using a ball nose tool. That makes the bottom of the maze rounded. Okay? You can use a square cut, doesn't matter. But round, I think really the round, when you have intersections with two rounded intersections, it'll make it a little bit more difficult with a BB. I think it'll make it too easy if you cut it with a flat end mill. But try both of them. You know, that's why I'm here to tell you to play. Try everything. Try everything. If you don't try it, you will not learn it. Okay? I mean, really, how do you think I have learned all these different things. I have tried them. Trial and error. Many, many, many errors. That is a part of the CNC world. If you do not make mistakes, you have not learned. Okay? And for you people that were here yesterday that didn't catch what I told earlier in the beginning, boy, I'll tell you what, you're looking at a Pollock here. Huh? Remember last night I couldn't get my 3D printer working? Okay. Today I unplugged the power supply from the 3D printer. I got my meter out right there behind me. Got my meter out and measured the power supply. Power supply was good as hell. It was good. When I leaned down to plug that plug back in, guess what I saw? Yep. On-off switch. I'd forgot about it. That's how long ago I used it. I forgot where the on-off switch was. I was hitting OK on the keyboard here. I was like... So yes, half of my day is trying to remember what I did or what I'm supposed to do, you know. But really, I don't have no questions from you people, huh? No questions, not one question. You people are not wondering about anything? Not one thing? Not one thing? I don't see any questions. But tonight we're gonna call it short. Make it a shorter evening tonight. I just wanted to touch on several different little things that people were asking about getting it connected and playing with a box. Somebody I can't remember who it was that asked me about a box. So we touched on that. But the important thing is to get the machine connected. I mean, if you can't get it connected, then you're kind of up a creek without a paddle, and you're out of luck. So you got to have it connected. That's the main thing. And the setup and machine setup, I've given you people all the information there for setups. Okay? And Buffy is sitting out here watching a, believe it or not, Twilight Zone marathon. I love Twilight Zone. They're back from the old days. Okay? Alright. I'm going to hang it up here. Thank all of you for joining me on a New Year's Eve. Huh? I should have had fireworks. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Voila! It ain't fireworks, but damn, it's pretty good, huh? So that's your fireworks for New Year's Eve. Oh, guess what? Mentioning that, I gotta tell you. We live out in the country, and there's a house back over here by the field. Okay? Then that guy, he's the president of the VFW club. And what he does is every year he puts on a fireworks show. I mean, big time. I'm talking several $1,000s worth of fireworks. It goes on for maybe an hour and a half. And these are those big ones. I mean, boom. Really big ones. And the cool part about it, Buffy and I can lay in bed and watch them. Yep. Don't even have to get out of bed to watch them. We got the best fireworks show right in through our bedroom window. Pretty cool. So, living out in the country's cool. We don't have coronavirus out here in our house, I hope. But please, you people, please be safe, okay? In this new year. I mean, I was watching the news today and they were going on about that new virus, which is more contagious. And you got the idiots today that still are not accepting that the virus is dangerous, but you know what I'm talking about. Please use masks. I mean, you use them to save other people. Okay? So, I would like, and Buffy would like to wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful New Year's. And we wish you a very prosperous New Year's. Okay? And a safe New Year's. And let's just keep this great group going. Oh, and by the way, just so you know it, there was somebody online. I can't remember his name. I got so many freaking names in my head. I mean, we got 1,000 people now. We are over 1,000. I told Buffy around Christmas time. I said, boy, I have a feeling we're going to hit 1,000 before New Year's. Yesterday we rounded 1,000. We've been getting a lot of new members. But I think a lot of them they're floaters. You know, anyways, but I guess they're in the group for a reason, and we'll see. I have never gotten any complaints in my group. No one has ever complained about one thing or another. And that's very nice. That is very, very nice. We have grown-up people in the group. And I'm very, very proud of my group. Let me tell you. You people have made me proud. You really have. So, with that, let's say Happy New Year. And let's keep seeing. Okay? That sounded really dumb, didn't it? All right. Thanks again. And thanks for following my marathon thing. Okay? It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I'll have to do it again sometime. But, yeah, it was fun. Anyways, I want to thank you people. Oh, that damn thing just fell down the wire. Wire just fell down on my leg, and I thought some freaking snake or something came out. Okay? Anyways, and Buffy says, better not be. All right. Have a good one. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, and all that and everything. Bye. Bye.